Alright guys, you can see it's a war field here. I'm going to update you. Alright, the last video I think we saw was the top down one. We're in the right direction. Okay, I'm hoping it'll burst on camera so I can kind of talk about it, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think I'm done, but I think this will be the last video on the CowCow for now, and then when I get it completely fixed, we'll do a little YouTube short. Okay, so let's shoot it first. You can see I already shot a couple shots. Alright. Okay, we got one in the chamber already. Okay. Let's just try dry fire so we can get the burst maybe. Ah, shit. Alright, I don't want to make you guys wait forever. Damn. Alright. Hey, look, I know it's not fixed yet. Okay, so we're average 347. We're okay. Alright, we're in the ballpark. Let's go over what I had to do and what you probably should do if you bought the CowCow for you got any of these upgrades or anything, okay? If you have a full auto problem or a burst problem, you're most likely going to have these issues, okay? What we're going to talk about. We're going to focus just on the lower first, okay? The first area I want you to focus on is the trigger bar, okay? You want to make sure this is nice and smooth. I can feel it. I still have to work on it, okay? For me personally, I choose to sand the grip, okay? The grip is cheap, trigger bar is expensive, and I don't really want to mess the coating. It's a silver zinc coating, and it's, you know what, it's smooth, but I'm sanding the grip. So what I do is I take it out, everything out, sand it, put it back in, over and over. You take your time, guys. You want it. This is important. You take your time. You can put like a little lube or like a dye in there so you can see where it's hitting. Okay, I can see and I can feel it. It's still in this general area. Now you need to look at the top down. You say, hey, you know, you might be unlucky. Look, you might be unlucky, and maybe somehow yours is bent, and maybe it's hitting here. It could be hitting middle here. So just take a look at it, analyze it, and you could just pull the trigger a lot and maybe you'll see the marks. It will always give you a clue of where it's hitting, okay? So target that first. Next thing is you want to make sure the spring in the auto sear is in there correctly, okay? Listen, there's going to be two clicks, one for the disconnector, one for the auto sear, okay? Oh, no, okay, not trigger two, but all right, first click. Hey, you saw that move, right? Now watch the auto sear. Boom, pops up. You can push it down. Yeah, a little tough. This one's strong. You should be able to push it. It should bounce back. Okay. I can pull the trigger now. Boom, got it. Make sure it's in there correct. First, at the end of the video, I was like, did I install incorrectly? And I was like, nah. I was alright. We did alright. Next thing you want to look at is the firing pin. Okay, this is a firing pin lock, and then inside is a fire pin or a valve knocker. I call this valve reset. Yeah, whatever. Right? It's the same shit. Okay. maybe I've been saying it wrong forever, but anyways, same thing, same principle with the trigger. You want to make sure it's nice and smooth. Move it around. Try to push it backward. Try to push it forward. Try to push it to the side, left. Okay, play around with it and try to get rid of that. If there's any grittiness, smooth it out. Do the grip first, and if you've done the grip, you're gonna have to choose between, you know, whatever you want. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what to do on that section. I don't want people coming after me. Hey, you broke my shit. No, that's on you guys. All right. So first of all, that's right. By the way, guys, if you watch this video, I'm only just doing this video just to help you out. I'm not responsible for anything you guys break, so nobody better come after me, or otherwise I'm just go, oh, whoop your ass. All right. Anyways, make sure it's smooth. That's the whole point. Next thing you want to do is you want to play around with the hammer and the valve knocker or the firing pin. Put your fingers in here, move it around, okay? Thankfully, it's nice and smooth. CowCow did a nice job on how smooth this is. Okay, it's very smooth. It feels good. The hammer housing, whatever, but it's at least that's a nice upgrade in terms of durability. On the 18, they did break a lot, okay? But that's like heavy usage. Those were my customers that were using the 18 exclusively, okay? What else? The next part, probably the hardest part, is the springs, okay? I have a ton of springs. I do not like 200%. 170%. I know anything above 150. I think it's overkill. That's just a personal preference. If you like 200%, go ahead. But just remember, guys, you are putting, once you put a stronger spring in here, that means it now has to push that much force to get it back to lock. Right? It's got to go, damn. Then it's got to go, damn. I got to hit the all the way down. Right? It's more pressure. So there's two springs in there, one auto steer and one for the hammer. So, I'd say, 150 is the max for me. And I work down. I like 125, 150. I'm not going to be running, strong mag at the Glock platform. It's a platform that sucks for that kind of stuff, anyways. Okay. It's not going to be at the level of high cap, but can you push it? Yeah, but I'd probably push it on a 17 platform, and it's not. This is the 18. Okay. So once you got this whole area, remember the takeaway is you want smoothness. You don't want friction. You don't want anything impeding this function. Okay, that's the main goal. Once you get that down, you can play around with springs. I don't like 200%. Go 150 and below if you can. If you want to run 200%, that's okay, but understand what you're doing. Okay. So once you got that done, the next thing you have to do that's important is you need to make sure this area is flush. This is so important, okay? I have a stock one. If you have like a TTI or CTM or CNC tack or something, you're probably gonna have to worry about if you bought the CowCow hammer assembly. I mean the chassis, you might have issues with it. It's a little bit thicker than the stock one, okay? It's definitely thicker right here, around here on the edges, so you might have an issue. You need this to be nice and flush as possible because that is, this right here is responsible for pushing down the hammer. If you have like a 2 millimeter gap or something, you're gonna have issues. You're gonna have fall out bursts. It won't even cycle. It'll push it down and it'll just pop right back up. And you can test that by, you'll pull it back and it's like, oh, I can't even shoot anything. Just take your slide up and you notice the hammer is still up. What I used to do back in the day for the 1718, when everyone, at one point, I swear, there was like a year or 2 years of everyone just wanting to do Glocks. I got so many Glocks to work on. I'd take the Glock slide, I'd pull it up, and then I'd try and rack it, and some were just so sloppy, and that up-down tolerance that it was causing a problem. And then we had to eventually do some shims. You had to get blowback units. Okay, we're going to talk about blowback units next. So make sure this is nice and tight, flush. That's what first thing for your upper. Okay. Next area you're going to focus on. Make sure your blowback unit is healthy. Okay, you could see, we're close to 1,000, and we've been shooting the shit out of this guy. Do I have anything to wipe it? Okay, we do. We have this guy to wipe it. All right. Let me try to. Thankfully, what's good about this CowCow one is it's made out of 7075. We're going to talk about something after this. Okay, after I try to teach you guys what you have to do or make sure this works, right? So right now I'm just trying to go over everything. You want to make sure your blowback unit is healthy. Nothing missing. You see all these little grooves and all these little bumps and everything. These are all incredibly important right here. The selector plate switch right here, incredibly important. You need this all to be here. If your blowback unit is messed up and shit, replace it. Go ahead and get a new one. Okay, you just need to do it. All right. So now we've got that out of the way, right, guys? So this is all something that I've been looking at, working on. Had to play around this guy to kind of get this in, but this was easy because it's plastic, okay? If you have a CNC upper, oh shit, man. Because you have to see, this is where it locks in, all right? You gotta see how that locks in. Man, what if your CNC one is tight? So you're gonna have to do some work. We're putting this on plastic upper, okay? Oh, I know people are gonna comment on this. Hey, I'm leaving it now. I actually thought this was really cool, and I want to see this cool ass, upgrade I have, all right? Because you can't see it otherwise. Once you cover up, I put that back in, and my finger is my safety, all right? My brain, all right? So let's talk about this. I know I've only had this for 2 months, but guys, I have a shit ton of experience. I've probably tested out so many different companies in terms of the 18 and 17, okay? This is just an 18. It has inherited all of 18's problems, but maybe improved in one area, and only because of the real steel design. This is the only thing that moves, and all we have are these rails right here, right? That's it. We don't have the full slide that we have to worry about up down. At least the barrel is fixed in here, which is nice, but that is it. It has all the other 18 problems. I know this has been out for what, 4 years? I bet in the 4 years, all the problems that everyone's had, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is going to be this. Because this is what we had with the 18. We had full auto burst problems, and that was just a sign of either your hammer broke, the full auto sear would wear out. Okay, full auto sear would wear out. This part right here on the disc would break. Valve knocker would break sometimes in half. It's just from usage, okay? And on the 18, they would crack right here. 18 is a little bit different hammer chassis, but it's very similar design. Okay, I mean, you can house the 18. You can literally go buy an 18 hammer assembly and put it in here. I think TTI says TTI says it's got a complete set. It's literally it says 18 and AAP. Okay, it is cross compatible. So the biggest issue I see with this is this guy is already hammering the shit out of you. Thankfully, this is 775, but this is 60. If this was 6061, woo, damn. Or this was like some soft shit, this thing would be getting obliterated. So what we used to do back in the day is either A, you would use the stock Action Army one, all right, because it's probably softer. Right, so at least it would hit your thing less. This is also why, guys, I don't care for 200%. I don't. You're not going to catch me putting. If a customer says to me, "Hey, I want 200%," I'm saying go somewhere else. Okay, it's not what I'm going to put in my guns, and I'm not going to put it in your gun either. If you're, want to be a customer of mine, it's not something I approve of or like, especially in the Glock platform. If you want to run a high strength build, go to the high Kappa. Okay. The next thing we used to do, and some companies did make 18, is we actually switched back to the old design where we used a rotor. And the funny thing is, I think Guns Modified actually eventually rotated back to the circle. So either that's the only thing I don't know right now is I don't know if it's, I don't know, judging on the size and the distance, at least 8 or 9. Okay. So you would have to cut this part off and then put a round rotor on here. Am I going to do that? Realistically, no, guys. I'm not going to do it because I want to run this and it's configured. Even though I know what's going to happen, I want to run it into the ground until it dies. And then if I ever do a video on it where I install the round rotor on it, I'll definitely do a video on it to help you guys out on maybe how to do it. But it's going to be straightforward. You're cutting this part off, and then you're just getting the round rotor. You just got to buy the round rotor. Most stores have it. The only thing is I don't know what size I would run. I have several myself, so I can check, but that would be down the road. Okay, so that's just one thing you can do. Realistically speaking, I'd probably just put the Action Army in, but I don't know if it would work. You can see how much smaller it is than the original one. Okay, so I'm curious about that. But this is a problem we had on the 18. You know how many blowback units from the 18 would crack right here because they were just getting destroyed and hammered, and you'd have to replace this. So Yeah, it's a problem. Do I still like it? Yes, so don't worry. Am I going to stop? No, I'm not going to stop. I'm just letting you guys know about the future of your gun, all right? And I'm pretty sure since I've been gone, people have already talked about it or even, discussed it, okay? But I'm officially ready to take AAPs to work and upgrade on them. I understand everything now about it. I think working on the CowCow was a great kind of like, it took me back to working on the 18s. And that was just, it was fun, okay? And, I just like that. I want to get under 2 pounds. I don't think we're under 2 pounds. Get here, buddy. Yeah, we're almost there. I would like to get like right there. I'm probably gonna go trade out the trigger spring. I'm just having fun now. Okay, this is me just dicking around. Okay, but I like that. I'm hoping. Let's see if we can get the burst. It'd be nice. Oh, oops. All right. That's it. Other than that, guys, CowCow is nice. Definitely need to know what you're doing with the hammer assembly. Be prepared to do some work on that. Okay. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I'm definitely not using the 200% spring, and I took out one of the short strokes. Okay, that's another thing I forgot. Did I mention? I don't think I did. I even tested using the springs from the action arm. That's why this one is disassembled, and man, I was having a lot of problems. The spring was almost too strong for the just the way these guys are designed. There's a couple differences on them, and that's like probably more nerdy shit. Let me show you guys here. Here's just one big difference. You guys see that? You should be able to see the difference. So they have a couple different designs, and I think maybe one question people are going to ask: would you buy this? Would you buy the CowCow again? If I had to be honest, I actually wouldn't. If I can, the only thing we're going to check out TTI. If I can get the stock AAP one, I would choose this. Out of the box, it works really great. So if you buy it, buy two of everything. If it's really cheap, just buy a couple. Buy everything else though. I think the magwell annoys me right here, but other than that, it's sexy from the front. The trigger is great. The blowback unit is great. Loading nozzle, you lose a little bit FPS, but I've been shooting outside. It's good, man. There's no complaints here. No, I would prefer. Okay, the loading nozzle is probably where I'm like, yeah, okay, stick to loading nozzle. I stick to Action Army. Piston head, I don't think it's necessary, so I'd get the trigger. Okay, I'm gonna 3D print something, like probably 3D print something, or just put like a over in here, just to not, so I don't have to look at that. But I'd probably get the trigger for sure. I'd get the blowback unit, but we're gonna check out the other companies, right? But this is not bad for what it is, okay? The guide rod, not necessary. A lot of it's not necessary. That's one thing I'm like learning about the AAP more, is like there's less necessary part. I feel like there's less necessary parts needed on here versus the 18 and the 17. Yeah. Okay. I'll have a video on the. I think I'm ready for a video to discuss what I think about AAP as a whole now, because now I've done TTI and I've done CowCow. The next big company is CTM, and then the leftovers are kind of like, you know, one-offs, the small parts here and there, right? So CowCow, nice job. Yeah, okay. I'll see you guys around. Take it easy.